The story of British dominance in South Asia began quietly, far from the halls of power. In the 17th century, European traders, including the British, arrived on the shores of the Indian subcontinent. They were lured by the riches of the East's spices, textiles, and other treasures. The vast Mughal Empire, then at its zenith, controlled much of the region. Initially, the British, like other European powers, sought trading concessions from the Mughal emperors. They established trading posts, hoping to profit from the lucrative trade routes. The British East India Company, founded in 1600, was at the forefront of this commercial venture. Granted a royal charter to trade with the East, the company quickly grew in size and influence. They established fortified settlements such as Fort St. George in Madras, now Chennai, and Fort William in Calcutta, now Kolkata. These outposts became centres of British commercial activity and, over time, symbols of their growing power. The East India Company's primary objective was trade. They sought to maximise profits by securing access to India's vast resources and markets. They traded in a variety of goods, including cotton, silk, tea, and spices. The company's agents, often ambitious young men seeking their fortunes, fanned out across the subcontinent. They negotiated with local rulers, established trading relationships, and gradually consolidated the company's presence. However, the company's ambitions soon extended beyond mere commerce. The decline of the Mughal Empire in the 18th century created a power vacuum in India. Local rulers vied for control, and rival European powers, including the French, sought to expand their influence. The East India Company, with its private army and growing resources, saw an opportunity to become a major player in Indian politics. The Battle of Plassey, fought in 1757, marked a turning point in British fortunes in India. The East India Company's forces, led by Robert Clive, faced the Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Dowlah, in a battle for control of the wealthy province. Despite being outnumbered, Clive's cunning tactics and the betrayal of key figures within the Nawab's army led to a decisive British victory. Plassey's impact resonated far beyond the battlefield. It established the East India Company as a major military power in India. The company gained control of Bengal, a province with immense resources and a strategic location. The wealth extracted from Bengal flowed into company coffers, further bolstering its strength. The victory also emboldened the company's ambitions, paving the way for further conquests. Section 4. Expanding the Raj-Key battles and treaties. Following Plassey, the East India Company engaged in a series of wars and diplomatic maneuvers to consolidate its control over South Asia. The company's military superiority, often achieved through alliances with local rulers and the exploitation of internal divisions, allowed them to subdue vast territories. Key battles, such as the battles of Buxar in 1764, Assaye in 1803, and the Anglo-Mysore Wars from 1767 to 1799, cemented British dominance. Treaties played an equally important role in the expansion of British power. The company used a combination of diplomacy, coercion, and outright threats to extract favourable agreements from Indian rulers. These treaties often forced Indian states to accept British protection in exchange for surrendering control over their foreign affairs and internal matters. The doctrine of lapse, which annexed territories whose rulers died without a male heir, further expanded the British Raj. Section 5. The strategies of rule, administration, and military might. To govern their vast Indian possessions, the British implemented a system of administration that relied on a combination of direct and indirect rule. In areas under direct control, the British established a bureaucratic structure staffed by British officials. They introduced new legal codes, revenue systems, and administrative practices. In other areas, they ruled indirectly through local rulers who were beholden to the British Crown. Underpinning this administrative framework was the might of the British military. The East India Company maintained a large army composed of both British troops and Indian sepoys. This army, equipped with modern weapons and trained in European tactics, was used to suppress rebellions, enforce British authority, and protect British interests. The British also established a network of forts and military outposts throughout the subcontinent to secure their hold on power.